is nothing but bit rate, that is nothing but how much of data is being transmitted from transmitter to the receiver, or the how much data is being communicated between two devices per second. That is nothing but the baud rate. And as we are discussing about the serial port communication with reference to the 8051 microcontroller, and as you all know that in order to maintain serial communication, the serial port which will be coming inbuilt with 8051 microcontroller, it will operate in four operating modes. It will be operating in four modes. They are nothing but mode 0, mode 1, mode 2 and mode 3. And this mode of operation that is being selected by the SCON register. We have seen all these things in the last class. So now in today's class we'll be discussing how to calculate baud rate, or how the baud rate is going to be varied from mode to mode. If you could recollect the last class, in last class while am I discussing about the SCON registers, and within the SCON register when I'm discussing about the D7 and D6 bits, they are nothing but SM1 and SM0, serial port mode 1 and serial port mode 0. I told you that there will be four combinations: 00, 01, 10 and 11. So based on the combination, the mode of operation will be selected, and based on the mode of operation, the baud rate is going to be varied. And if you could remember, for mode 0 and for mode 2, for mode 0 and for mode 2, there is a predefined baud rate, and but for mode 1 and mode 3, the baud rate is going to be varied. So how is it going to vary, and how to calculate the baud rate in each and every mode, that we will see in today's class. So first, if we look into the mode 0 means the input to select mode 0 is 00. At a D7 and a D6 place, you need to input, you need to give 0, 0. So when you have selected 0, 0, then mode 0 of serial port is going to be selected. And in mode 0, you can transmit 8 bits of data. That means the original data has to be sent as it is. So there is a chance that this data can be hacked by someone else, and that could be the disadvantage of this mode 0. And coming to the baud rate calculation, in mode 0 the baud rate is being calculated as f by 12. In mode 0, baud rate is calculated as f by 12, where f is nothing but frequency of oscillation, and that value, it's a constant value which can be given as 11.059 megahertz. So this is what about the mode 0. So here two important things that you need to remember is mode 0. If you are operating your serial port in mode 0, you will be transmitting your data only. 8 bit of data is as it is transferred from source to the destination, and the baud rate is being calculated as f by 12. And if we move on to mode 1, in mode 1, 10 bits are being transmitted. In mode 1, 10 bits are being transmitted. Out of 10 bits, 8 bits will be the original data. 8 bits will be original data, and remaining 2 bits will be, one will be the stop bit and another one is going to be the start bit. One will be the start bit and another one is going to be stop bit. One is start and another stop, plus 8 bits of data. So totally 10 bits of data is being transmitted in this particular mode 1. And here the baud rate is a variable one. Yes, of course, in mode 1 the baud rate is variable. So how to calculate baud rate in mode 1? See here you can see the formula. Baud rate is equals to K into oscillating frequency by 12 into 32 into 256 minus TH1. So this is the formula to calculate the baud rate in mode 1. So here K is a constant whose value can be 1 or 2. K is nothing but a constant whose value can be 1 or 2. So who is going to decide the K value? The K value is being decided by the SMOD register, serial port baud rate modulator. SMOD means serial port baud rate modulator. This is the D7th bit of PCON register. This is D7th bit of PCON register, and based on the SMOD value, the K value is going to be varied. If SMOD is equals to 0, then K will be 1, and if SMOD is equals to 1, then K will be 2. I'm repeating it once again. Bit 7 of PCON register, that is nothing but the baud rate modulator. That bit is nothing but serial port baud rate modulator. If that particular bit is 0, then K value is going to be 1, and if that bit is equals to 1, if SMOD is equals to 1, then K value is going to be 2. So K can be selected in that way. And very important thing with this serial communication is that here timer 1 is by defaultly selected timer. We have two timers that 8051 will support. One is the timer 0 and another one is the timer 1. But for serial communication, the default timer that we need to use is timer 1. That too, the selected timer 1 should be operated only in mode 2 only. Here the mode I am talking about with reference to the timer. Timer will also operate in 4 modes: mode 0, mode 1, mode 2 and mode 3. So in order to write a program for serial communication, you need to load your TMOD register with a condition of timer 1, mode 2. Timer 1 and mode 2, they are the by default timer and the modes that needs to be selected by the end user in order to write the program for serial communication of 8051 microcontroller. So here, what are the another things that are unknown to you? I have told you about K and oscillating frequency. F is nothing but 11.059 megahertz and 12 into 32 into 256 minus TH1. So here TH1 is nothing but higher byte of timer 1. TH1. We know that the timers are of 16 bit and they have been segregated into TH and TL, higher byte of timer and lower byte of timer. As here timer 1 is the by default timer, here in the calculation of baud rate we'll be making use of timer 1, higher byte of the timer 1. Higher byte of timer 1 is being selected as we are using timer 1 as a default timer. So from this we can calculate the baud rate, and if you know the baud rate you can calculate the TH1. And here there is a tabular column which we need to remember in order to write the programs which have been already calculated. What could be the TH value if baud rate is varying? See here in the first case, this column represents that this is the calculation of baud rate for K is equals to 1, and this is the calculation of baud rate for K is equals to 2. If you observe, when you multiply this column with 2, then the resultant is going to be this one. So if S mod mit is equals to 1, existing baud rate gets doubled. So if S mod is equals to 0, then K is equals to 1, and if 9600 is the baud rate, then its corresponding hexadecimal value, that needs to be loaded onto TH1 is FD. These are all predefined which we need to remember. And similarly for 4800 it is going to be FA, and for 2400 F4, and for 1200 it is going to be E8. And if you multiply these values with 2, then you will get this particular result that indicates that if S mod is equals to 1, the existing baud rate gets doubled. So that is how the baud rate is a variable in mode 1. And next, moving on to the next mode, that is nothing but mode 2. In mode 2, 11 bits are being transmitted. So in mode 0, 8 bits are transmitted. In mode 1, 10 bits are transmitted, and in mode 2, 11 bits are transmitted. In mode 2, 11 bits are transmitted. So what are those 11 bits? Of course, out of 11, 8 bits will be the original data, and one stop bit and one start bit, and another bit that is being introduced in mode 2 is programmable bit. Another bit is used in this mode 2 is programmable bit. So 8 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So totally 11 bits are being transmitted if the serial port is being operated in mode 2. So what about its baud rate? So the baud rate of this mode 2, it is having some predefined values, but it has two baud rates. One is f by 32 and another one is f by 64. So which one needs to be selected? It depends upon the value of s mod. If s mod is equals to 0, then f by 64 needs to be selected to calculate the baud rate in mode 2, and if s mod is equals to 1, then the baud rate is going to be f by 32. So that's about the mode 2. And next, moving on to mode 3. In mode 3, 11 bits are transmitted in mode 3. So here you can observe that in mode 2 and mode 3, in both of these two modes, 11 bits are being transmitted. And coming to the calculation of baud rate, how we have calculated the baud rate for mode 1, in the same way only for mode 3 also applicable. So mode 3, it is taking the properties of mode 2 and mode 1. So coming to the transmission rate, it is transmitting 11 bits, and coming to the calculation of baud rate, it is following the mode 1. So this is what about the calculation of baud rate with respect to the different modes of serial port of the 8051 microcontroller. And next, if we move on to the procedural steps that we need to follow in order to write the program for serial port of 8051. We have seen these procedural steps for the remaining concepts like programming timers, programming hardware interrupts, programming timer interrupts. For all these three topics, we have seen the procedural steps, and this for this particular topic, that is nothing but programming a serial port of 8051. For this also we have the procedural steps, and if we look into these procedural steps, the first thing is nothing but load tmod with 20h. The first step is nothing but loading the tmod register with 20h. Why 20h? As I have explained you, whenever you are dealing with serial port, timer 1 in mode 2 should be selected. Timer 1 in mode 2 should be selected in order to work with the serial port of 8051 microcontroller. So when you configure your tmod register for timer 1 and mode 2, you will be getting the result like 0010 and the remaining all zeros. 0010 and remaining all zeros. So 0010, if you convert that into the hexadecimal, then that is going to be 2, and all zeros, when you convert that into hexadecimal, zeros. So that is how tmod register is going to be loaded with 20h, and then you need to load th1, that is nothing but higher byte of timer 1 needs to be loaded. Higher byte of timer 1 needs to be loaded. So who will help us to uh, load this th1? This particular table. This particular table will help us to load the th1. So these will be the baud rate. So based on the baud rate, and before you load the value, we need to just cross check what is the k value. If k1 is equals to 1 and if baud rate is 9600, then fd should be loaded into th1. But if baud rate is 9600 but k value is 2, baud rate is 9600, but if k value is 2, then in that scenarios, then th1 needs to be loaded with fa. So this particular table is very important for writing the program for serial port of 8051. And next, loading scon register with 40h. Loading scon register with 40h. So here, just like how timer 1 in mode 2 is by defaultly selected, in a same way mode 1 of serial port is defaultly selected. It's not mandatory that only mode 1 needs to be selected. We can select any mode if nothing is mentioned in the problem statement. But for the more convenient usage, I have selected mode 1. So whenever you are operating your serial port in mode 1, then SCON needs to be loaded with 40h. Just give me a second, ma. Sorry for the disturbance, ma. Let's continue with the topic. So here we can select any mode out of four modes of serial port for transferring the data serially, but most widely used mode is nothing but the mode 1. So when you are configuring your SCON register with mode 1, then SCON value will become 40H. So in a similar way, PCON will be 00. Why PCON is going to be 00? Just have a look over the PCON register. In PCON register, already 3 bits are being not developed by the time it was being introduced in 8051. So these 3 bits will be zeros. And here, if you look at this flags, these are general flags which will be set or reset by the program itself. So these 2 bits are not in our hands. And this is the power down bit and this is the ideal bit. So these 2 bits needs to be 0. These 2 bits needs to be 0 and these 2 will be becoming 0 by the program itself. And SMOD, if you are not altering your baud rate, then SMOD needs to be 0. So in that way the PCON will be by defaultly becoming zeros. So in this particular step, that is how the PCON can be loaded with 00H. So now we have loaded the TMOD, we have loaded the TH1, SCON and PCON. Once if all these 4 registers are being loaded, so the next step is to start the timer. So here we have 2 timers, timer 1 and timer 2. So now which bit needs to be used? TR1, timer run bit of first timer needs to be used, because among the timer 0 and timer 1 we have selected the timer 1. So that is the reason why timer 1 needs to be started. So in order to start the timer 1, we need to write set bit of TR1, or we can also write set bit of TCON.4 also, because TCON is a bit addressable. We can write any of these 2 statements. And once if we start the timer, here as I told you, in serial communication, while we are performing the serial communication, here we don't use the general registers. Here we don't use the general registers like R0 to R7. Here we have a serial port buffer, SBUF register, using which only you need to transfer your data. SBUF can act as a source and SBUF can act as a destination also. So here we need to use only SBUF register in order to transfer the data. So in a same way, whatever the data that you want to send to the controller through serial port, that data needs to be loaded onto the SBUF. And then once if the data is present on SBUF, so the controller needs to wait until the data present in SBUF is being transferred to the controller. Until the data in SBUF is being transferred to the controller, till then the controller has to wait. So this particular information can be given by a statement of loop JNB TI comma loop. That means here timer interrupt flag. Timer interrupt flag is going to be verified. So whenever SBUF is loaded with a character, it will be having 0. So if SBUF is having no character, then timer interrupt flag will become 1. So this step needs to be verified until and unless the timer interrupt value becomes 1. If timer interrupt value becomes 1, that indicates that SBUF is now empty. That means the data present in SBUF is being transferred to the controller. So to say to the controller that wait until the data from SBUF is being transmitted, to convey this particular message, this particular instruction needs to be introduced soon after loading your SBUF. And once if this condition is satisfied, if it is satisfied, that means once if TI is equals to 1, that indicates that the data is being transferred, and then you need to clear the TI, and then the program can be exit. So this is how you need to write, this is how you need to follow the procedure in order to write the program for serial port of 8051 microcontroller.